So glad you tuned in with us tonight. You have just tuned in with Curtis and Susie live Friday night, teed up. We are teed up about our marriage podcast. Come on in. I have my wife here in the room. She's busy right now, but she's getting ready to walk over here and get teed up with us. Well, we want to welcome all of you that are listening on tonight. We're so excited to have you tune in with Curtis and Susie live teed up on Friday night. Come on in with us. We're ready to have a discussion on tonight. But before we have that discussion, I want to remind those of you who are planning on joining us for our first annual marriage retreat. We want to welcome you aboard. We're so excited about those of you that have decided to join with us on our first marriage retreat. My wife is going to come and she's going to give you some more information concerning the marriage retreat. It's right around the corner. It's going to be on February the 14th. I'm sorry, February the 15th. It's going to be a wonderful event. We are booking now. We have a web page up where you can go and register on our Teed Up page. Listen, don't wait to the last minute. I know how some of you are. You like to wait till the last minute, but what you're going to do, you're going to find yourself on the short end of that stick because the slots are filling up fast, and we want to make sure that that you are informed so you can make a conscious decision about joining us on February the 15th for our first annual marriage retreat. I tell you, it's going to be a treat. We have so many fun activities scheduled for the couples. We're going to have food. We're gonna have events, and the price of the marriage retreat, the food and everything is included in the price. So when you go on there and you see the price, just know that your food is included in it. All of the material that you're going to be given, and the conference itself is included in the price. I think it's a very nominal fee there, and it's really I think it's affordable. If you go to some other marriage retreats, you're going to see where they're going to charge you an arm and a leg, but we're not charging for the marriage retreat. We're only asking for the fee to pay for the hotel and the amenities that we're going to be engaging in. So here's Susie to give you a few more details.
All righty. So, hello, everyone. I am glad you all are here on tonight. Like my husband said, we have our first couples retreat that's coming up February the 15th through the 17th. It is going to be at the Marriott Springwood City Place Hotel. You don't want to miss it. There is limited seating, so you can go ahead and register now. I have information where you can register. It'll be in the comment section, and also early in the week I post a flyer that had all the details. Like it's $475 per couple. And that includes all your conference material, your food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner all 3 days. Breakout sessions we're going to have, and that includes prizes and everything. If you desire to stay there at the hotel, you will have to purchase your room. That does not include your hotel room. That's everything except for your hotel room. We prefer you to get a room. That way you can enjoy the experience. You know, it's a weekend away with your bae, your boo, your sweet thing. The hotel is giving us a discount on the rooms. So, again, that's City Place Marriott Hotel, Valentine's weekend, February the 15th through the 17th. So make that investment in your marriage. This will be a weekend away for you and your honey, Valentine's weekend, because you're going to do something for Valentine's. So why not invest in your marriage and take that weekend away, get somebody to watch the kids, and come on out with us and let's have a good time.
You know, Susie, it's incredible how people spend thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on their marriage, but they say they spend nothing to maintain it.
Exactly.
See, nothing stays done without maintenance. if you took your car and you drove it for a whole year and you didn't change the oil, you didn't change the filters,
you're gonna have a problem.
You're gonna have a problem with that car. So what we're saying to those of you that are listening to us on tonight, make that investment in your relationship. We're going to have some relevant material, some good advice that you can take and apply to your marriage. For those of you who don't know my wife and I, and you might be listening at us for the first time, my wife and I, we've been married since 1988. So
that would be 35 years.
That's 35 years. So we've been married for a good while.
35 years.
And so what we bring to the table.
And
go ahead.
Tell about the family. We have four children, 4 grandchildren. Yes, we have grandchildren. I know we look kind of young, but we have 4 grandchildren.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we want to also let you know that we have we teach you here from an experimental position and from a biblical perspective. We take God's word and we apply it to our life, and we want to show you how to do the same.
Exactly. And then also you left off, we are pastors of a new ministry here in the Spring area. Image Ministries is the name of the ministry. So if you're looking for a church home, we would love to have you to become a part of it. We just started the ministry, but we've been saved for a long time.
Absolutely.
So all the knowledge that we're going to be sharing with you at the retreat and doing our TDDUP sessions, it's faith-based material, and it's also going to be from an experiential piece as well. So come on out. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have breakout sessions. We're going to have TDDUP after dark. That's going to be like the last session on one of the nights, like from 8 to 10, and we're going to talk about everything sex.
So we have a lot of fun activities planned for you. So listen, plan to be there.
Plan to be there. And tonight, we have in-house session as well, every other Friday at 8 o'clock. So if you are married or engaged and want to be a part of the in-house session, just put some notes there in the comment section, and we will send you more details about that. But yeah, we're excited about this couples retreat. It is gonna be so much fun.
Off the chain. It's gonna be off the chain, y'all. Listen. You don't want to miss this retreat. Listen, get your men. I want to talk. Can I talk to the men for just a second?
Talk to the men, sir.
Listen, men, this is something that your wife would really, really enjoy.
And they're going to enjoy it as well.
Well, yeah, of course. But listen.
You're saying that because a lot of times men don't want to participate.
Exactly. I'm just talking to the men. Listen, men, if you want to do something that you haven't done for Valentine weekend, I'm telling you, this will be a surprise for your wife. She would really, really enjoy this right here. It's something that we as men, we try to find something, Susie, to do on Valentine's Day. Well, men, I'm telling you, if you come to this retreat, your wife is going to be overwhelmed. She's going to be so thankful. Because
surprise her with that.
She's going to get some advice, and you're going to get some information. She's going to get some information how to make your marriage better, how to make it more palatable from every perspective. We're going to give you some godly advice. We're going to give you godly material that you could take home and apply to your relationship to make your relationship strong. See, you got to remember this right here, Susan. I so often tell people this right here. The best person to tell you how the marriage is supposed to function is the architect of marriage. And a lot of people don't know. I was asking a guy today, Susie, where did marriage come from? And he said, well, I don't know. And that was a legitimate answer. He really didn't know. And so I had to explain to him that marriage was not his mother's idea. It wasn't his grandmother's idea. It wasn't his great-great-great-great-great-grandmother's idea. Marriage was God's idea. So who better to tell you how marriage is supposed to function than the architect of marriage? So listen, I'm telling you, you're going to be blessed, men. Bring your wife to this marriage retreat.
Surprise her.
Purchase it, and then tell her you got something that you got planned for her for the Valentine weekend, and boy, she's gonna be thrilled because we're gonna have a lot of stuff there, man. So just know that we're planning with you in mind.
And it doesn't mean that your relationship is in trouble.
That's a good one.
This is some time away for you and your spouse, away from the kids, away from work and all the activities, that our day-to-day life brings.
Yes.
This is a time away, call it a vacation for
Absolutely.
you and your spouse to enjoy each other, have some oneness, some just you and I, no children, no work.
You said something very important, Susie. It's not about if your marriage is in trouble. This is something to help prevent your marriage from getting in trouble. This marriage retreat is not for people who, because your marriage is in trouble. If your marriage is in trouble, you already in a bad predicament. What this is a preventative piece to help aid you in making sure that your marriage stays strong, and knowing what God's idea for marriage is. When you understand something, you know how to deal with it and handle it a lot better. So we're looking forward to ministering to you from the Word of God and from our life experience. I'll tell you, over 35 years, you can rest assured we've heard, we've seen, we've done, we've seen it, we've seen a lot of stuff, and so we want to help guide you through, navigate you through circumstances that you might be in. We just want to help our marriages, because marriages are under the attack of the enemy, and so we want to help you strengthen your marriage.
Right.
The Bible tells us, strengthen that which remains.
And with that being said, that kind of leads us into what we're going to talk about tonight. In our society, there's little value for marriage now. Some are saying it's a piece of paper. Why do I need to get married? Marriage is not important. So we want to talk about that tonight, to talk about the importance of marriage and some of the benefits of a marriage covenant versus you shacking up and giving up the wifey benefits and you not a wife.
Absolutely. We put something out in the media realm, and we got some feedback. So what we want to do tonight, we want to address some of the feedback that we got on the subject of, is marriage just a piece of paper?
That's what we're going to talk about tonight.
So let's go over some of the. Susan and I, we so often tell our viewers that if we get a question that brings that jar our attention, that we will address it online, and so that's what we're here to do tonight. We're going to talk about, is marriage just a piece of paper, or what is the paper for? Okay.
So like I said, the question we were talking about, marriage and its importance and how society view marriage now, they kind of belittle it, and I think it's just a way of people not wanting to commit. They're getting the goods, like you always say, and without the commitment. So what's the use of getting married? And then they see other relationships, people that say they're married and they look miserable, and they're like, well, why do I want to be a part of that?
Let me say this right here, Susie. You said something very important, giving up the goods, and you don't have a commitment. Let me say this right here to those of you, both men and women. Listen, when a woman gives up the goods before she has that paper or that commitment, you're literally selling yourself short. You don't understand your value. And see, as long as you do that, ladies, you can rest assured, Susie, that man don't feel no obligation to commit to you. So just know that when you're doing wifely things and you're not receiving any husband benefits, you're being shortchanged.
That is right. Don't give up wife benefits and you're not a wife. My husband and I had a conversation once before, and I looked at, when people are dating, my thought was, we exclusive, but he said from a man's perspective, that's not how they view it. You're not he may be dating you and other women. You're not exclusive unless y'all have that conversation saying specifically that y'all are exclusive.
And then why would you be exclusive if you don't have intentions? Why would you commit to a man or be with a man or with a woman for multiple years without any commitment? That doesn't make any logical sense to me whatsoever. And then on top of that, Susie, you do all the things that a married person do. Like I said, I was talking with someone on this issue today. You're doing all the things that a married couples do, but you don't have any benefits. So I know we live in a society where they believe in common law, but I've seen situations where it's supposed to be in common law, and people have been together for long periods of time, and then one party end up dying, and then the other person,
this common law spouse,
and his family, his children or his family come in and take everything from up under that woman
or that man,
or that man that was common law married, and they don't get any benefits. Common law doesn't give you any rights. What gives you rights? See, when you get married, the paper itself gives you exclusivity. It gives you exclusive rights. So that's why the paper is so important. Not only is the paper important as a legal document, but it's also important as in the eyes of God.
Yeah.
Listen, God does not recognize girlfriend and boyfriend. God does not recognize common law relationships. God doesn't recognize those things. If anybody out there in the whole wide universe can prove me otherwise, I'll be glad to have that debate with you. But God does not recognize common law marriages, nor do he recognize girlfriend and boyfriend.
God designed marriage to be between a man and a woman, and it's a covenant. It's not a contract. So it's a covenant designed by God. One person's comment here says, folks don't understand what marriage really means. I truly believe we have forgotten in the body of Christ. We marry, divorce, remarry for many reasons. And that's true. People marry, divorce, and for many reasons. But when you're in a covenant, it's supposed to be till death do you part.
Exactly.
Now, there are instances where the Bible allows for a divorce, and you can elaborate on those two instances.
Okay, listen. Well, you got to understand this right here. Well, we know if our significant other pass away, then that frees you up for
remarried or dead.
Also, if the one party abandonment or committing adultery, that's another area. And I know, and God is not going to want you to stay in an abusive relationship where you're being abused. So, with that in mind, the lawyers in our country and all around the world have coined a term. Irreconcilable differences. Where does that come from? That's not in the Bible. So, Christians are believers who ascribe to that terminology really don't understand, nor do you value marriage from God's perspective, because you disagree. Everybody on the planet got disagreements. And we can't agree about something, but that's where there have to be mutual ground. The Bible says, how can two walk together except they be agreed? So we need to understand how to resolve conflict.
Right. And like you said, for abuse, abandonment, adultery, those are biblical reasons to get divorced. Not because you mad at him because he didn't put the toilet seat down. Yeah, that irreconcilable difference, what does that mean? Like you said, that's a legal term. But in the eyes of God, those are no reasons for you to get a divorce.
Yeah, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Somebody made a real good point and said, they said, indeed, it's just a piece of paper, but so is money, the titles to your car, the deed to your home, and a lot of other things that we value in today's society. The paper itself isn't important, but rather what the paper represents.
Exactly.
Good point. I once heard someone say it's a crazy thing when a man will license his dog but won't license you.
And see, that's a very good analogy of how important paper is. Do you value that $100 bill that you put in your pocket? It's just paper. So just don't worry about it. Just throw it away.
If it's just paper.
It's just paper. Don't value it. You got to understand these are all tactics that people use to appease their own aggrandizement. But this is not how it works. Papers are important. Documents are important. Wherever you go, you can't even leave out of the country or go into another country without a passport. So let's try to leave the country, go to another country without that passport. You're going to understand how important papers are. Papers are important.
And then one person said, marriage is definitely more than a piece of paper. It can be an asset if you got the right person, or it can be a liability with the wrong person.
and that's not being a gold digger. That's having rights. See, marriage gives you rights.
Mm-hmm. See, and then if you marry the wrong person, you can be a
lose,
liability. You can lose out a lot.
You can lose a lot of stuff. So that paper is important.
Yep.
All right. These are just some of the questions that we're addressing from the paper that we
from
received.
People's comments. We put a question, and these are people's responses on Facebook. One person said, "What God sanctioned, let no one make a mockery of it." Exactly, because that's what the society is trying to do when they want to marry 2 women and 2 men. No, God designed marriage to be between a man and a woman, a covenant.
So let me address that. How did they word that one again? That people trying to degrade.
What God sanctioned, let no one make a mockery of.
So let me help you with that word right there, that structure rather of sanctioning. Now, you might always hear people use the term God put me together with my wife, or God gave me my wife. Well, that's not biblically sound neither. We have to understand that. What we have to understand what God is responsible for and what we're responsible for. So when we talk about God gave you your wife or something to that degree, that's being real spiritual. But because you
pick who you
married, you chose the person who you married. God didn't put you together with her. Mm-hmm. That was a conscious decision, a choice that you made and that she made. What the Bible means when it talks about what God has joined together, let no man put under. That is literally talking about the institution, the marriage structure. Mm-hmm. God established the institution of marriage, enabling a man and a woman to be joined together. And this is God's order. God does not order 2 men. He did not he did not erect marriage that 2 men might be together. Neither did he erect marriage that 2 women might be together.
He designed marriage to be between
a man and a woman, so that the procreation might continue. So we have to understand who's behind marriage. That the LGBTQ organization did not create marriage, so they don't get to dictate to us what marriage is. God is the one who tells us what marriage is.
He designed it. He created it.
He designed it. He created it. So he's the architect.
So then our last comment here, someone said, it's just for legal purposes on earth. That's all. No, that's incorrect.
That's incorrect.
Basically a business deal.
No.
Well, yeah, you want to run your marriage. If, it's run like a business kind of sorta, but it's not just a piece for legal reasons here on earth. It's a covenant between a man and a woman designed by God. So it's not just an earthly piece.
Exactly.
It's spiritual.
It's spiritual. It's a spiritual covenant as well. I talked to someone. I made the statement. I made the statement that it's a covenant. Uh-huh. Marriage is a covenant between 2 people. Read it how I worded it on this one right here. This is our last one. Right here. I read that one for me again. Is that the one? That's my comment right here. The difference between a contract.
Oh.
Go ahead and read that one.
The difference. That's what she's saying. What you wanna?
I address that one.
You don't have your.
Okay, it doesn't have mine right there. Yeah. But what I was saying to the lady that
a contract has an end date.
Yeah. It's a difference between a contract and a covenant. Mm-hmm. A contract is that which 2 parties agree upon, but a covenant is that which 2 people commit to. And so we want to make sure that you understand the difference between a covenant and a contract.
Yeah. It's a covenant between man and woman designed by God.
Absolutely.
And it's a spiritual thing. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and get ready to close on and get prepared for our in-house teed up If you have any questions or concerns, you can put them in the comment section. We will respond to your questions if you have questions there. But again, we want you to register for the couples retreat. It's going to be Valentine's weekend, February the 15th through the 17th. It's $475 per couple. And that includes all your sessions for all 3 days, your books and material for those 3 days. That includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner on one day, and you're getting snacks as well. So go ahead and register because there is limited seating.
And we're certainly looking forward to you being a part of the marriage retreat. Please don't do yourself a disservice. When you get there, you're going to hear some powerful information that's designed to help strengthen your relationship. Well, that's our time on tonight. We're looking forward to seeing you guys here on next Friday. Like we always say,
thank you
for tuning in with Curtis and Susie
on Friday nights.
We'll see you next time. Cut.
Hit stop.